Hello everybody, this is Oak Tree Tarot Reader here and welcome to my pick a card video. So this is another request that I had. The question was, is this a balanced and healthy relationship? Which I have shortened down to the question, is this a good relationship? Because all relationships should be healthy and balanced really, shouldn't they? So this is a timeless reading, but it is relevant to the time that you are watching it. That's what you're going to be attracted to, is a reading that resonates with your current situation. And I want to reassure you that if the reading comes up as sort of no, it doesn't mean that it can't be a good relationship. It just means that at the moment, maybe there's a few issues that you both need to resolve, and maybe this is just a stage in your relationship. Because all relationships, all marriages, all connections, whatever they are, however they come out, whatever form they take, they all have different stages that everyone goes through. So don't worry about it too much. So I've set up 3 different readings. We've got the man as number 1, the ring as number 2, and the woman as number 3. So I want you to close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, relax, and then ask yourself the question, is this relationship a good one? Whilst thinking about your person of interest. When you feel ready, go ahead and make your choice and click on one of the timestamps provided. If you need to have a little bit more time to do that, then please press pause, because I am now moving on to the readings. Okay then, those of you that chose number 1, the man, this is your reading. So is this a good relationship according to the cards? Yes, it is. It's healthy and balanced. We've got the 2 of Vessels to start off with, that's attraction. And for me, the 2 of Cups, it's really portrayed as a soulmates card, true love card, all that. For me, no, it's about mutual attraction. The girlfriend-boyfriend stage, the beginning stage of the romance, if it's talking about romance. But it's about connecting on an equal footing. You have mutual desire for the same things. This is why when it's like applied to a business reading, it's like you're both on the same page in terms of the business, and there's accord, and there's, we'll shake on that. But in love, as this is, it's about, you both fancy each other, you both are attracted to each other, you both have the same desire for the same outcome, which I'm going to guess is to be together. There's an emotional maturity about this connection that's coming across, and a compassion and consideration and investment in the other. And this is coming across to me because I feel that this is a really serious connection. This is probably for the first time a proper relationship for one or other or both of you. This is a maturity. This connection is bringing out maturity in you and probably the other person. This might be the first time you've ever thought, I could live the rest of my life with this person. Without trouble, because sometimes we meet someone and we think, I could spend the rest of my life with them, but oh God, they're going to lead me a merry dance. Well, you don't have that with this person. And I think that's shocking to you. There's a feeling here that this could be it. This could be the one. Because we've got the Tower card, which, it can be a scary card to get. But really what it's saying is all the rubbish and the crap and the uselessness has been destroyed. So what's gone on before was not sturdy, it was not stable, it was not nourishing, it added no extra value. In fact, it was something you'd outgrown and it needed to go. And it's gone now with this relationship, and now the foundations are left for you to rebuild a new life with. And it's with this person. There's a shared desire for an outcome, a shared future, which is the basis, the foundation of a successful marriage. Whether you actually go through a ceremony and sign a certificate is irrelevant. If you're going to live together and be together and stay together, it's a marriage, really. It's the commitment that counts, and everything else is just a social formality, which is important to some and not to others. So this is, your own thing. But It's a shared value. It's a shared outcome. You both want the same thing. And I don't think that's ever happened before in a way that you actually do want the same thing. You have a shared vision of what married life or life together should be like. And that's bringing out maturity and wisdom and knowledge that sometimes, I feel that perhaps there's a feeling here because this is new. You've never felt like this before, I think, a lot of you. It's bringing out that hermit mode in you, and that you want to withdraw and process it because it's so new, and it might be a bit frightening to some of you, intimidating, and causing a bit of apprehension. This is fine. Don't worry about that, because this is still a passionate, vibrant relationship. It's really well balanced in emotions and sexual desire. And I think that's probably why it's creating such an impact on you, because you've got both together. Some of us go through quite a lot of relationships where you have to go, you go through a very loving one where there is no real passionate spark. Then you have a really passionate relationship where the loving, tender side is missing. Well, now you've got the loving, tender side and the grown-up side with the passionate, sexy side. Because this is one where you're both working on the relationship and manifesting something out of nothing. It's come out of nowhere. It's hitting you right between the eyes. It's unexpected. But I think actually both of you have very much desired a relationship and a connection like this for quite some time and haven't been expecting it. And that's what caught you on the hop. But I think you've actively been trying to meet someone like this and have this sort of relationship. And I think you've probably waited a long time for this, and you've watched other people's relationships and thought, one day that'll be me. And today it is you. And I think possibly another reason why you're thinking, well, is this a good relationship? Is that for all that it feels good and it has such great potential in this connection, there's a feeling here that you've been left on the hop a bit. You left a bit sort of uncertain of what's going on. You feel like a bit of a bystander in this connection that maybe, I feel for some of you even that this is someone that you have a connection with, but you're looking at their past relationships and thinking, can I compete? Am I enough? There's a feeling here almost of insecurity that this is too good to be true, that it's not real, that you're not enough, that they are out of your league. And none of that's true. None of that's true. There's a great deal of compatibility here between the two of you that you can really make something of. And you can manifest the connection that you want. And I think there's a feeling here that you go one route and all of a sudden that wasn't the right path to take, and you have to retreat and take another path. Like there's been lots of stumbling blocks in this connection, in this relationship, where things have gone wrong. Maybe you've been a bit on and off again, had a few splits, or you've really crushed on them, you've really been attracted to them, but then you've not, they've not spent time together, you've had a gap where you're not sure what's going on, and in fact you've sort of tried to forget them. But it keeps on coming back. And the reason that this connection keeps on coming back is because deep down, I think you both want it, or at least a connection like this, and you're going to find it together. But also there's the attraction. There's the mutual attraction. You can't forget it. It's unfulfilled. But recently, it's almost a feeling that something's happened where you've got your opportunity. And you're thinking, is this a good relationship? Is this a good thing? And I think for others of you, you've been in this relationship for a long time. It's gone through lots of ups and downs, lots of toing and froing, lots of points where you've thought, when's it going to be my time to have the relationship that I want? But you've gone through that process, and through that you've both become quite strong in this relationship, in this connection, and you've managed to make something out of it. And you've become wise about it, and this is how you've sort of been forged in fire, been forged in the things going wrong, and it's just made you stronger and more committed and more able to stick together through thick and thin, which is really the point, isn't it? Yeah, I think this is a good, healthy, balanced relationship because you've gone through the unhealthy bits. This is, in a sense, like the immune system of the relationship has been tested and has come out healthy. So I don't look at this and think that this is a worrisome connection. I think actually it's a healthy, loving one. I think it's a passionate one. I think it's one where it's not going to go away. And I think even if now, some of you might be now feeling that you're observing their life from a distance and you're not part of it because you're on and off, you're not together, you're having a bit of a split. There's still that possibility of it being a good, sturdy, there's a possibility of lifelong commitment together if you both work at it. And so I think if you're on the outside thinking they're already with somebody else, I've missed my chance, or they're off doing all sorts of things with other people, I don't know if that's true or not, but the point is it's not over. And some of you need to take a different tactic than the one you have been taking. The path you have been taking perhaps hasn't been working very well, but if you think about it, you trust your instincts and you remain healthy and balanced and don't react unnecessarily, if you take your time, you understand this connection, then you can make a go of it and come up with a new way forward, a new way of dealing with this relationship that will make a success of it, that will make the connection strong and work. Because I think a lot of you are going off internally to think about this, and that's good because I think you need it before you can come to the point where you can manifest the outcome that you want, where you can come forward and say, this is what I want. Because there's a new beginning here on offer in this relationship. In this good relationship, it's what's happened is meant to happen in order to make a success of the relationship. So it's up to you now to take action to make it a reality. And this person, I feel, will support you because there's just 2 cards that show a couple in accord. Just make sure you can see it. They're in conjunction with each other. They're attracted. They're looking into each other's eyes. They're holding the world in their hands. This is what they're going to do next. I almost feel that some of you can't communicate, but you're communicating through the internet online, because the World Wide Web always comes to mind when I see that card now. And there's 2 king cards here. This is high energy. You've sort of reached the pinnacle where it's just going to be successful now. You've gone through the lessons you needed to go through in order to make something really magnificent and wonderful and brilliant in this connection. So it's up to you now and this person to make a go of it and to make a good relationship even better. So I hope that's helped you. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video as you seem necessary. If you want a private reading, send me an email, oaktreetarotreader@gmail.com. Otherwise, please enjoy the reading. Please take very good care of yourself and your person. Thank you very much for listening to me, and goodbye. Okay then, so number 2s, those that chose the ring, is this a good relationship? Yes, it is a good relationship, but it's undergoing a change. And I think that's what's unsettling you. I think that's why you're asking about the question, is it's previously gone the way you thought it would, and now there's a sudden change in the connection. And you're like, oh, is it good? Is this healthy? Is this balanced? And it is, but you're meant to undergo it. This is the next stage, I would say, in your commitment to each other. Because we've got the happiness, we've got the lovers, we've got the sun, we've got the wheel of fortune. This is a good relationship, and I feel it's one that's meant to be in a lot of your life. This is the one for you. You know, whatever happens, this will be the one that will stick with you. I think it's a long-standing relationship. We've got the Knight of Pentacles, but we've got the Chariot. This is a relationship that's going to change a lot, I think. And so I'm telling you that because I think that's just the way the relationship is. I think you'll be together a long time. You'll commit together to each other and stay together. But because of that length of time committed to each other and spent with each other, it's going to change a lot because both of you are going to change a lot. And I think that there's a moment now where we've got the Four of Arrows, which is rest, where he's resting on the ground, he's just sleeping, he's tired. If you're going through a period where there's this uncertainty, there's sort of not a stagnation within the relationship, although some of you might feel that's what's happening, I think there's just a pause, there's just a bit where you both need to recharge your energies for each other and for yourselves. But this is sort of karmic, and it's a new beginning, and it's overcoming the hurdle that you need to in order to progress to the next level. But we've got the Ten of Cups, it's happiness, we've got the Sun, the Lovers, the Chariot. You're moving in a direction, you're moving in a planned direction with determination, and I feel it's a new direction for a lot of you. This is just the next stage. I think if you're fighting a bit, if you're having a bit of argument, some of you might be, it's just because you're clearing stuff out. But the attraction is still there. The desire for each other is still there. You're moving into something else in this relationship. And it's to something good. You're only meant to have 3 cards, but these four flung themselves out. It was meant to be 3, 3 and 3. But 4 came out. You got an extra card as a clump all together. And it's just to tell you that, yeah, it's moving slowly, but it's moving in the best direction possible. You're going to be really happy in this connection, in this marriage, this relationship, this partnership. But I think what's happening is that there's a lot of desire for the two of you, but there's a bit of confusion because of what's been going on recently, whatever that could be. And you're just taking a pause, the two of you, before you come to that final frontier and you push past it. It's like when you get passed over this, you'll never ask yourself the question ever again, or any pick a card video or any tarot reader of, is this a good relationship? Because you'll know it is. It's a brilliant relationship, and it's one that's meant to last. It's meant to last. And once you get over this, you'll just get over any problem that you might have. And that's the secret to a successful marriage. Well, there's several secrets depending on the people involved, but a good foundation of commitment and friendship and compatibility, a fundamental compatibility and shared vision of the future, whatever that might be, it's up to you. But the secret is a willingness, the commitment to move past issues, to stay together no matter what goes on in it, in sickness and in health, for richer or for poorer. Is to say, I'm going to stick with you. I've decided that you're the one for me, and I'm going to stick with you no matter what, no matter how many fights we have, no matter what goes on outside the relationship that affects it. We're going to stick together. And so this is the message I feel that I'm meant to tell you, is that, yeah, it's a great relationship, and this is just a blip. And once you have the strength between the two of you to overcome and to work together to come to a solution, you're going to have the Sun and the Lovers as a result. Because I feel that some of you have just had something disappointing happen. Maybe you've started to have a fight. Maybe you're at the point where you're like, but is that what I want? You're having that moment of doubt that, you might feel too young to settle down, all that kind of stuff. It's all perfectly natural. But it is a good relationship. It is going to be, if you both work at it and decide it is so, this can be the relationship of your life. This can be your marriage partner, your lover for the rest of your life. You've just got to get over what it is that sort of caused the question to be asked and for you to be attracted to the video, that you're like, is this a good relationship? Because I feel that there's something that takes great courage on your part or their part, both your parts, to overcome this. It's a bit scary and intimidating, but you want it so much, and so you're both in this pause because you both want it so much, but it's a bit scary for you. And if you go and face the great bear and get through into the cave, the happiness is there, the happiness, the sun, the lovers, the everything. And you might find that for some of you, this is a much more stable relationship than you've had before. And so it might feel boring to you, but it's not really. It's just a much more restful connection. This is a connection where I think that a lot of you can find peace and comfort with each other. But something's changing. We've got the wheel. The wheel is turning in your favour to make a success of this. This is the ring. It's the wedding ring card, or the commitment, or the going around in circles card. So it's interesting that this is what I felt compelled to add to this reading as a choosing point instead of crystals. This is meant to go on. You've just got to overcome the hurdle. So that's up to both of you to decide what you're going to make of it. But yeah, the answer is yes. I think looking at these cards, if this is an accurate representation, where you feel compatible, where you feel happy together, where you're willing to do the hard work together to reach your destination together, yeah, it is a good relationship. So it's up to you to decide what to do with it. So thank you very much for listening to me. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, all the rest of it. If you want a private reading with me, then you can get one, of course. Just send me an email, oaktreetarotreader@gmail.com. Otherwise, please enjoy this reading. I hope that it's helped you. Take very good care of yourself and your person. Thank you very much for listening to me, and goodbye. Okay. Number 3 is the ladies amongst you and the gentlemen, if any gentlemen are watching. Is this a good relationship? No. Basically, I don't think it is. I think at the very best, it's a relationship in trouble. You can make what you want of this relationship. You can make a success of it if you both work really hard at it and work together, want the same things, compatibility, shared ideals, all the rest of it. But at the moment, this moment in time, if you're watching this video, no, it's not a good relationship. There's a lot here about moving on and clearing out, things being ended. I feel that one of you in this relationship is already mentally clearing out, is already sort of moving on. Whether they actually have yet or not, or whether they actually will, they're already sort of getting themselves into the zone. So there is a real potential of one of you. This might be you, but it might be them. That it's going to be one or other of you, isn't it? It's either you or it's them. One of you is thinking about it's over and going. The other person's clinging. They don't want it to be over. You maybe don't want it to be over. They don't want it to be over. And you're willing to do what it takes in order to learn and make a success of it. But I sort of feel that the connection isn't strong enough to stand that, and isn't necessarily, for some of you, worth the effort. You've got to look at that yourselves. This is, it's not a specific reading for you. You have to decide for yourself whether this is a relationship worth saving or whether it can be saved. As I say, as long as both of you are willing to work at it, you can achieve anything. But it just feels that there's a tug of war between the two of you, that there's a lot of things that need to be cleared out of this relationship, but someone else is clinging on. This is why I get the feeling that one person is just like, it's just not going to work. Let's clear the energy. Let's move on, and let's maybe be friends and move on to other better things. And the other person's going, no, I want us to be together. But I just feel, because like the fish has fallen out of the cup, I just feel that the connection's done what it's meant to, and there's better things in the future for you. I think it's going to hurt a lot. I think there's going to be a lot of pain, but it's pain that you can move on from, that you can heal from. And the lessons that you've learned about being in a relationship because of being with this person, you're going to learn so much from it that it's only going to enrich future relationships, because you know what you like, what you don't, you know what to do in the future, and you know what not to do. There's very much, I feel, that the two of you are not in harmony mentally, energetically, and maybe even physically. There's a feeling here that one person was sort of dominating the other and trying to, get what they wanted from the relationship, and the other person's like, oh, well, I'll give in this once, but I'm not doing it all the time, or, I want to be in charge now, and just sort of having this tug of war to and fro. One person's on top, but the other person has to be down below, and then you swap over. It doesn't seem very healthy and balanced to me at all, to go back to the actual question that was asked of me that I adapted to make into, is this a good relationship? I feel that it's sort of a relationship coming to its end, and that deep down maybe both of you want that or realise it should be the case. So no, I don't. I mean, it's really simple. I don't think at this moment in time it's a healthy one. I think there's a real feeling that some of you could split. But I will say that this is just energy of now. If you both decide you're going to work at it, or you maybe convince them, or they convince you to give it another go. If you learn from the mistakes that have caused the feeling of you needing to ask the question, is this a good relationship? If you learn from those mistakes, if you move past them, leave them in the past and don't repeat those mistakes, and move forward with a new commitment and new energy, then you can make a success of it. But you've got to clear out all the old rubbish that's caused the situation to be like this. You can't stay in the old energy. You can't stay in the old state of mind and the way of living and the way of being. You can't fall into old patterns. You've really got to get on that ship and move to a new land, in terms of this relationship. You can't go over old ground anymore. But I just feel that one person more than the other really wants to make a go of it. And I think that's going to be the biggest hurdle to it. Because you can't force anyone to do anything they don't want to. They can't force you to do anything you don't want to, and vice versa. So I just don't feel, that this is a good relationship. I'm so sorry. I feel, I much prefer giving positive readings, but I don't feel that I can lie to you. All I can say is that anything's possible if you both work at it. The trick is, are both of you going to work at it? And I think some of you are going to be heartbroken. And I'm sorry about that. But if you're the person left heartbroken by this connection, and that it may, at some point in the future, you may decide to dissolve it and end the connection, there will be something better for you in the future. There will be a better relationship. There will be new love, a new connection that's much better suited to you, because you've gone through this relationship. Because I think somebody has been marching to the beat of their own drum and not acting as a partner, but instead as somebody who has a boyfriend or a girlfriend, or even a husband or a wife. I don't think that they are... it doesn't feel like a unified couple. It feels like a couple that are not fighting with each other. I don't feel there's outright battles and arguments. I think there's tussles for power. It's like a power struggle against each other. One wants to be in charge at a cost of the other, I feel. And the other person recognises that and perhaps doesn't understand. I feel that this relationship hasn't gone the way that it was hoped to, or intended to, or the promised to at the beginning. Because I think this person sort of got their own path. And, things have to be in unison. You must have shared compatibility, shared ideals, shared values, a shared vision for the future. If that vision for the future is not compatible, the relationship will stumble along, but is not sustainable. Something will eventually crack it open, because the two people perhaps want two completely different things. And you can't have a relationship where one person's unhappy. And I feel in this relationship actually that both people are unhappy, but one in particular is unhappy. And I think it's the person that wants the connection, the relationship to last and stay and continue. And the person that's a bit happier is the person that's already mentally checked out, possibly physically checked out, because they're like walking away into something new. But the purpose of this, I think, is to teach. There's instruction, there's lessons to be learned here in this connection. So you haven't wasted your time, invested in the wrong person. You've, in a sense, invested in yourself, because I feel this is like a karmic life lesson that some of you have undergone with this relationship. And for others of you, this is just a short-term relationship that you had high hopes for, and it's just not panned out. They're just not the right person for you, and you're not the right person for them. So make of it what you will. If you really want to give this relationship another go, there's no reason why you shouldn't. You've just got to work together to leave the past behind and move forward with a shared vision. But it's got to be a vision that suits you both, that you can both win from. So yeah, it's up to you. You make a go of it, see what happens. But to answer the question, no, it doesn't come across as a healthy and balanced relationship at all. So I'm going to have to leave you with that. I do apologise if this is sad news that you didn't want to hear, but this is what the cards say is what it is. So you take very good care of yourself. Thank you very much for listening to me. Please like, comment and subscribe. If you want a private reading, you can get one from me. oaktreetarotreader@gmail.com. And I'd just like to say goodbye.